Welcome back, cadets. Let's say that people were very happy with our program, but we didn't account for a situation where someone had already paid, and they might have paid more, so they might be owed some money. So in this, from now on, we're now going to look at how we can enhance our program and then introduce a new concept, a new fundamental concept. So let's begin first with what is expected to happen. So let's go back to our comments up here. So create a new line and then say, did someone already pay more than the rest? Then we only want to accept yes or no, and then we'll say, in this case, expect yes. If no, then the program finishes it. But say they did answer yes, then we will ask how much did they pay, and we can just say for now X amount of kronor, and well, maybe for this we can actually go with 200. That can be fun. And then we can go with a new line and then say they are owed, we don't know how much yet, X amount of kronor. So to achieve this, to have our program execute to vary depending on the behavior, we need to introduce booleans. Conditionals. And conditionals use booleans. So let's work this out from the project-based approach instead of just introducing it. The syntax for it is using if, and then we have a parenthesis, and then we have curly braces. Now, inside the parentheses, we need something that evaluates to true or false, hence booleans. And it could be, for example, that someone answered yes or no. So what do we need? We need an input. So say, first we need to output that CV. We say, we had a new line here. Did someone already pay more than the rest? Yes or no, those are the answers we expect. Then we add that, and remember we will need a write here because we want the answer to come after that and not in a new line. And then here we could just accept the string, and we'll call it answer. And here console read line. There we go. Now we only accept yes or no. So we say if the answer equal requires two of these equal signs, yes, then something should happen, right? For now, let's just say console write line, you typed yes. Let's run this. And oh boy, I have to type all this. Okay, let's just comment out all of this. There we go. And then we run it again. Let's say yes. You typed yes. But remember, this language, even this comparison, it's case sensitive. So if I typed a larger yes, this part didn't execute. So you see, this will only execute. It says if, and inside of it will only execute if that is correct. So what we could say is answer dot lowercase, to lower. Lowers it. And now let's say I write with caps for some reason. Yes, you typed yes. So we got it covered. So that's the first component of conditionals, but we can go much further. We can even react to when they type else. For example, here in this example, we're not doing anything. I mean, could say else, and then curly braces, enter. I didn't get that. Let's run. No, I didn't get that. Okay, so we can react to input in two different ways. We can execute this program two different ways. Now we can even go further than that. We can add something called an else if. And here we could say answer to lower, and then if it's no, then curly braces, and console you type no. Then we come back here. If I type no, no. If I run it again, I just say, I didn't get that. So we can execute based on different inputs, and now it's a much more dynamic program. But now we also see we have duplicated code there. So maybe we just come here and say dot to lower. That's much better. Then we don't need to do this twice. Once is enough. So now we have these conditions in place. We understand it. It's not that very complicated. We can use this for pretty much everything. We can use it for variables that are of other types. For example, let's uncomment this. Let's say we had if total cost was greater than 400, we might want to do something. And while we're here, I would just want to show you one thing. Because you might come across this in the wilderness. Some people will type just like this. And this works as long as it's only one line that is executed. A second line, and it doesn't work. Then you have to use curly braces. And you could have done this for everyone here. Just so you're aware, because it's good to know things can be done differently and people do things differently. But for now, we shall remove this because as our program specifies, we only do this if the answer is yes. And in the next video, we'll solve the rest.